Hi everybody, it's Bonka922 here. Okay, now, because the Bleach chapter was so controversial, and it was just like, it blew, and this is going to be for one, this isn't a Bleach review, this is the One Piece review, chapter review. Because it was so controversial, tomorrow, later today, not now. It isn't happening now. If you're thinking, yeah, it's a Bleach review, no. This review, this Bleach chapter, I just shake my head because it was really controversial, just to the point where I have to say, okay, that's it. Wednesday's the Halloween live stream, and Thursday's gonna be for Bleach. Once again, it's just like Kubo made me do it, you know. So, but the Bleach review will come to later today. I'll probably wear my Halloween mask kind of thing, along with the live stream. So later today is gonna be actually it's gonna be 3 videos: live stream, Bleach review, and my pumpkin that I did. I'll show it off. It's not as good as it was last year, so bear with it. Okay, One Piece chapter 687. This was pretty damn good. Like, really good. Like, I want to give this a 5. I'm going to give it a 4.5, though. Because Zoro was just, woo in this one. So at the beginning we have Sanji running with G5, and he was at one of the G5 Marine says, you know, he would rather, he explains to G5 Marines, oh, I would rather die. I would choose death than rather, I would choose death rather than attack a woman. And he's not joking around, he really means that way. And so they're running away from the situation, and we see him saying, in any case, in order to get praised by Nami-san, Robin-chan, and this Tashigi-chan, we're going to save those damn kids. So, I'll finally be able to say her name correctly, Tashigi. There we go. So Tashigi and Zoro are left off to fight Monet. Now, we saw last week that Tashigi is able to use Haki. A little bit of it. And they're obviously arguing back and forth. And he's like, Zoro's like saying, well, then I guess as a pirate, I'll free to take care of you, aren't I? Marine woman? You can't cut me or that woman. Don't decide that for yourself. And then we see Monet. And then we get a flashback with Zoro and Tashigi. The encounters they've had in the past. And, you know, the arguments they've had. Is it because I'm a woman? And this is this whole bit thing with you know, that she looks like his friend from the past who died. And then she calls him childish, and then she makes this, I don't know, this Tashigi's so cute. She makes this pout face at Zoro, and she says, you think women are weak, and so you fight carelessly. And then she's like saying, even though you won't lose without delivering the finishing blow, you won't win either. That's why I stayed behind. If I let this Yogia he'll go after my comrades. That's why she stayed behind. And then Zoro just, and he asks her, "Are you making a fool out of me?" Yes. And then he's like, "Do as you like." And basically Zoro's whole bit is that he's saying that, oh, my job was to make sure they wouldn't chase after my crewmates, so you're doing the same thing I'm doing, pretty much. And then that's when Zoro says, oh, you shouldn't be distracted because the enemy's trying to kill you. And then we see Monet attacking Toshigi, and Monet basically saying that it doesn't matter if you can use Haki. It doesn't matter because I'm very quick, and if you can't catch me, then it's pointless. So she's moving really fast, Monet, and at some point she first she claws her, and then she looks at Zoro and says, "You're a cold one." And Zoro says, "Oh, I don't want to be cold like that by a snow woman." And then she throws these rabbits, Monet, these snow rabbits at Toshigi, and she's trying to dodge it, and there's a blizzard. Then she throws a blizzard at Toshigi, and it's really getting out of hand. And then she says, and then she pretty much says, "I'll say hello to your subordinates." And then she bites Toshigi in the shoulder. And then she's like saying, "Get off my shoulder, return off." And she's like, I can eat you up just like this. And that's when Zoro gets involved. He says, he says, "You talk big, but you take too long. Time's up. It's going to get going now." And then Zoro decides to get involved. But Zoro, oh my god, was so beast in this chapter. He was just like, and then Monet was like thinking like, I thought you never hurt a woman, this guy. And then Zoro saying, "You underestimated me, Snow Woman. When you realized you were no match for me, you should have run." And then that's when, and then he asks her, "I'll just ask, but have you ever encountered a wild animal that you can guarantee will never bite a person? I haven't." And then he just does one sword style. And then she's like freaking out saying, "He's going to cut me." And then, boom! Cuts her right in half. Like right in the middle. Like, that was insane. This chapter proves one thing. And I was having a discussion with Zoro Fanboy 124 and Nostradamus. And here's the thing. I'm going to call King of Lightning out. King, I'm sorry, but after this chapter, I can't honestly, personally say that SANJI is stronger than Zoro. I'm sorry. I can't. He defeated a Logia user, cut in half. Until SANJI can defeat a Logia user, then you can say, but he cuts her in half. It was the Great Dragon movement. Cuts her right in half. And I was like, holy shit. And then he says, "Are you satisfied, you two?" And then Monet's saying, "Are you making fun of me?" And she's still alive. And then Toshigi's basically thinking to herself that, that the Straw Hats have become really powerful, and that she would have died had he used Haki. And then saying like how strong how much stronger they have gotten in 2 years. And then Monet saying, I won't let you go. And then Tashigi just does a cutting rain, Kurishugure. Oh, hopefully I'm not saying that. I'm saying that right. Hits her in the back. And then says, it's your loss. And then that's it. That's pretty much what happened. Then we have a little talking back between the two. And then Monet, freaking Tashigi was saying, you didn't finish the blow. It's not like anything. And he saying that he didn't give the finishing blow. And he's saying, like, I would have if you hadn't cut her. That's unfair. You say that after I cut her already. You need to. However, good job, Captain Glasses. You didn't let her get to anyone. You could take the credit. And then she says, like, how you, why are you saying that you're above me? And just because I am. It was so ridiculous. But, like I said, Zoro, I don't know. We haven't really seen Sanji go all out. We haven't really. But Zoro, he cut a Logia user in half. Okay, I just saying. The only people in the Straw Hats, what I've seen so far, there's only one other person that can fight a Logia user before Zoro, besides Zoro, and that's Luffy. So you get it. Think about this. Now, true, I might be stepping over my grounds here, but this is the way I look at it, and I know I'm going to get some hate for saying this. Until Sanji can come out and fight somebody like Monet, a Logia user, and beat them, Zoro is stronger than Sanji. Thank you. And I know this is being stupid, but he didn't even use Haki, and he cut her in half. That is just ridiculous. Total OP-ness up the wazoo. Definitely 4.5. This was definitely Zoro's chapter. It was just like, wow. Wow. Zoro was just in the zone. I like the how him and Tashigi were going back and forth. Tashigi, it was just, had me in stitches. Just had me in stitches. But nevertheless, Zoro, stronger than Sanji. And I know what's going to happen when I say that. Here comes the Sanji fanboys, including King of Lightning. But I just feel that Zoro could not attack a Logia user pre 2 years. We're talking before the time skip. And now he can. Think about that. He didn't even use Haki. Didn't use it. He didn't use it. Think about that. And to Zoro Fanboy 124, man, this was a good chapter. Even though he didn't use Haki, Zoro, even though he didn't open his eye, he still beat Monet. To the extent that he did. And to me, that's all the evidence I have. So, good chapter of One Piece. I like where this is going. I thought this was a fucking awesome fight with Zoro. I just can't believe he did that. It was just like, whoa, But we will see where this goes. He didn't even use Haki. That is all I need to say. He didn't even use Haki. Come on, that's awesome. So yeah, this is Bankai 922. Zoro for the motherfucking win, and that's all I need to say.